right, so this Teens Q&A topic is going to be about Korean wave, all right, or commonly known as the K wave. K wave. Now, what we want to learn is, what is it about? Now, how many have heard of K wave? Because last week I mentioned no, right? Okay, so you've heard of K wave before. Okay, not very many. Now, I wasn't very aware of it until I started to study about this topic. And it's important that we study and we understand, because it is so much in our lives without us realizing. And what is its intent? What is it? All right, so we must learn. Parents, you must pay attention, because your child may be in it and your child doesn't know. So you must discern. Young ones, you must pay attention, because maybe you may think, what's wrong with it? Everybody's listening to it, participating in it. Some of you may be secretly liking it, but you know that you shouldn't as a Christian. Now, some may not have heard of it. Now, for those who have not heard of it, what I'm going to talk about, what I'm going to show, is not to encourage you to go watch them, make them part of your life. All right, so you must listen. For those of you who are not part of this, have not heard of it, it is not to interest you, it's to warn you. All right, so that is what I want to begin with. Now, very quickly. So we want to look at the overview of K-wave, K-drama, K-pop. Now, initially I thought I want to do K-pop. Then when I started to read about K-pop, I realized K-pop is just a small part of a much bigger wave. It's a wave, a tsunami, all right, around the world. And K-pop is just one part of it. Maybe I say, who have heard of K-pop? More students will say, yeah, my friends listen to K-pop. I hope not you. All right, so that is what we want to understand, at least for this session. Now, next. What is K-wave? Now, Hallyu. Anyone heard of Hallyu? I'm sure the younger ones, Hallyu. Hallyu. Not how are you. Hallyu. Now, it's the Korean word and translated Hallyu. Now, it means Korean wave. Korean wave. This is not waving, all right? It's like a wave that is sweeping across something, the world. Now, its background. In the mid-1900s, 1990s to the mid-2000s, now, Southern Korean dramas and popular music gained great popularity in Asian countries such as China and Japan. So it's very similar to manga, right? But this is about Korea. This is not about Japanese manga going out. This is about Korean movies. But that is just the beginning of the wave floating out. Then TV drama aired by China Central. Now, even there, it was all-time major thing. Imagine China people watching Korean movies. That is what it is. Now, that's where the first Korean wave started. Then, of course, in Japan, it was also there. And many of the series were sent out. So this began with drama, video shows. But Korean wave is more than just, people watching Korean drama. You must understand this. Now, it's a collective term used to refer the phenomenal growth. This is a tsunami. So parents, if you don't know about this, you are maybe under this tsunami and you don't even know. It's a phenomenal growth of Korean culture and popular culture. So the point is this. It's about Korean culture being exported as a wave to the world. So it's a popular culture encompassing everything, not just music, movies, but drama, online games, Korean cuisine, Korean culture. I never understood all this. It's been there so long. I used to go to Korea for business trips, and I don't like Korean food, all right? And it's a hardship trip for me every time. And I don't like Korea at all, because lots of cigarette smell, and I just don't like the environment. But I kept wondering, why are there Korean restaurants sprouting up everywhere in my younger days when I was working? I could not understand. Now I understand it's because the wave was exporting cuisine. Now I'm not saying it's a sin to eat Korean food, all right? But what I'm saying is you don't realize there is something behind this whole Korean cuisine, Korean music, Korean drama, Korean games, everything exporting. Well, Korean online games, what? Some of these very violent ones. So now its dedicated goal is to become the world's leading exporter of popular culture. You must know it's an export of a culture. That is why the world calls it Korean wave. That is why they call it Korean wave. They themselves say this is a wave that we intend to spread out to the world. So please know, this is a deliberate thing. Now, how deliberate? President Kim Jae-in, President Moon Jae-in, right? Moon Jae-in, not Kim Jong-un. Moon Jae-in said at 2021, just last year, New Year's address. Now, the president himself made this comment. He will work to support K-content, Korean content, citing global presence of popular idols groups BTS. Who has heard of BTS? All right, so the young people, you can't avoid it. It's a tsunami. All right, it's a tsunami. And Blackpink, I'm sure I don't have to ask as well. All right, now he said, these groups, these were the popular idol boy bands, girl bands, all right? BTS and Blackpink. We'll learn what's BTS. Now, he continued and said, the government will further consolidate its status as a cultural powerhouse by supporting art, creation, activities, and promoting the digitization of Korean wave content so that cultural artists can unleash their creativity and indulgence to the fullest. So the government is behind K-Wave. The government puts money into it to push it forward to the world. They want Korean culture to be in your face and for you to adopt it and love it and be part of your life. It is an intentional export of a culture. All right? So it began to answer my question. Why would people eat Korean food? But it hasn't actually. I'll just tell you now. You know why? Because people who keep watching the Korean movies, what happens? They watch Korean people eat Korean food, right? In the movies. They take the chopstick, that kind of thing. Just like when I was young, I watched those China Kung Fu movies. They eat pork, and then I also want to eat pork. They use chopstick, I want to use chopstick. This is exactly what it is. They export all these things around the world through the digitization. Movies, dramas, music, plays, everything. That's why suddenly people want to eat Korean food, because they keep watching it. You know why your kid likes to eat McDonald's? Part of it, advertisement. So in 2018, BTS boy band. Now their ecosystem contributed almost $5 billion to their economy. You imagine it was $5 billion? You know how much business you have to export selling something to reach $5 billion? It's just boy band music. Now BTS, now they emerged. Now BTS means this. What's the meaning of BTS? All right, the MC asked the boy band at that time. They say, well, BTS means, well, in Korean what it means is bulletproof. Bulletproof. Bulletproof what? And they say, and they were quoted to say, bulletproof, we are going to defend our music and our values. So please understand it. The boy bands, they say, we are called BTS because we are bulletproof. We will not let anything dissuade us, kill us from promoting our music. Not just music, our values. You see, the government is exporting certain values, and they pump money into it. Now, in 2017, 1 in 13 visitors will go to Korea as a pilgrimage, right? So these are quotation. It's literally like a god. It's like people going to a religious pilgrimage. I keep wondering why people keep going to Korea. I'm trying to avoid Korea, and people keep going to Korea for holiday. Now I understand. They go there to see the culture, experience it in the land, see their boy bands, all right, and girl bands. Now, so South Korean government began investing strategically to push this forward to steer their country out of the Asian crisis. So they're very smart. They exported something that no one thought of creating to export. A Korean culture. So now you know that background. How you make no mistake. This is what it is. It is a cultural phenomenon that has seeped its way into music, K-series, K-movies. Korean technology, Korean cuisine, and people learning Korean languages. It's overwhelming. Now, this is about Korean wave in India, and it's not very big even, all right, but it's huge already. So listen to what they say and what they think. Wait. Now, you notice something, all right? So the boys were dressed like the boy band, and notice what were the Indian girls wearing? Korean traditional dresses. All right? And they talk about it, and they sing, and they dance. And they start singing. Right? Of course, right? They are like idols. Cuisine. So they acknowledge all these things exported to their countries.
We like about the choreographies and the music and then the singers.
We like the choreography, the music, the singers.
The way they presented, the aesthetic, the concept behind, like the music videos and their songs and the way they...
See, the content and their ideals, the issues they deal with. So please know this is not just music. The people who are involved, they know ideals are being pushed to them. Values are being pushed to them, and they like the ideals and the values.
Deal with so many issues which a lot of artists don't.
They deal with a lot of issues which a lot of artists don't. You must know the attractiveness of this, which you'll see later on. So young people, if you are listening to it secretly, please know that you are being changed in your thinking to how they deal with issues in life. Parents, know that when your child is listening to this, they're not just listening to music. They're listening to ideals being passed to them.
BTS, EXO, Blackpink, Big Bang.
Right from day one of the Russia-Ukraine war, India has been at this.
I don't know why. Right, naming the songs.
Who have taken the initiative to, introduce.
See, they know. Korea media is targeting countries. In fact, later on they interview how Korea has a systematic way, the government has a systematic way to push this to every country in the world. So young people, please know this is not just some random listen to pop music thing. All right? It's planned to be passed into your ears and your heart. Now, I'll try to go to South Korea if I can. I'm writing a letter to post it to Big Hit Entertainment Korea, the parent company and all that. It's like a pilgrimage to them. It's their desire, their aim, their in life. Some of them write about how they work and they save money just to go there to see the culture and the people. So it is something that is pushed on. Now, I won't show the rest, but here. Many things. So I told you, it's about a lifestyle. And they talk about cosmetics. They talk about a whole range of things. They openly say that we are promoting this. The other day I was using suntan lotion. Once I was using a suntan lotion. My sister gave it to me, and it's called Linach or something like that. The first time I used it, what kind of funny name this is? All right? Then I was using it, I passed it to someone in church, then the person said, oh, I use this as well. So someone knows about this. Then I realized now all these are Korean products. Okay? I'm not saying it's wrong to use Korean products, but please know, they are entering into many phases of your life. But the point is this. Let's come back to this. Not this. Now, in fact, it is a major, important economic revenue earner. The pop culture and its values of lifestyle is no longer a subculture. Right? Parents understand, young people understand it. It's no longer a subculture. It's a mainstream thing in people's life. That's why it enters into adults' life, not a subculture of the teens in society. Now, at this point, the point is this. Why must you know it is about culture export? The word of God warns us, when thou art come into the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee, thou shalt not learn to do after the abominations of those nations. The Christian has his own values, or you want to call it culture, own beliefs, own principles, but how you aim. I wouldn't say that purposely targeting Christians or anti-Christians or anything, nothing. They are just exporting a culture which is very counter-Christian culture. We'll see more. Now God says, beware, lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of man, the rudiments of the world, and not after Christ. How you is never leading you to follow Christ. It's leading you to a culture that is earthly, godless. So, parents, you must understand, and young people, you must understand, you are swept by a wave that is intentional to sweep you in a culture, in your thinking, in your values, through the music, through the movies, through even fashion and everything. Now God says, be not conformed to this world. You look at those people. It really has made them conform. They were even Indians who have they're very proud of their traditional dresses. The young people now want to dress like Koreans. I'm not saying it's wrong to dress in their cultural garb, but what I'm saying is this: the external conforming is just an outward manifestation of the internal conforming to their values and the cultures that has already happened a long time ago. Do you understand? That is very crucial. But God says, well, be transformed in the renewing of your mind. The mind must be always transforming towards Christ, not how you culture. That is why you must be careful of that. Now, quickly, I'm running out of time. Easy rise of K-wave. Now, their way of spreading it, digital. Digital reaches around the world, reaches your child's room without you knowing. Child, it reaches you that way. Do not hide under the blanket and watch all this. Wait for daddy and mommy go out. You quickly go and watch this. God knows. You are absorbing their culture, right? And all sorts of other what? But think of this. During the pandemic, the third point, K-pop continued to dominate conversation over a 12 months period, and there were 7.5 billion tweets. 7.5 billion tweets about K-pop. You would think that people who are stuck at home will be sick and tired and will have no desire for this. No, it bloomed. Is it blooming in your life? What is K-drama? Now we reach K-drama. Now what is K-drama? So K-drama is just one part of this whole wave. It is not just about drama, all right? Now television series in Korean language, fashion style and culture. Now to boost fashion lines. So please know this. The Korean culture, or the Korean wave, when the government produce these movies and make sure it goes far and wide, they are not just wanting you to watch movies. Well, the Hong Kong movies and Hollywood movies is just that. But they are very intentional. It's about their GDP. It's about their money in the country. And they use that as a means to make you keep watching. They dress like that, they dress like that, they dress like that, they color their hair, they use this product, they eat that food, and that is their fashion. The aim of Korean movies is actually to make you conform to want to buy their products and wear and dread clothing. That is how they make the money. So you must know, they are conforming you. I'm not saying that you cannot wear any clothes that they wear, but you watch what you wear, why you wear it. Many wear it now, young people, because they want to be like their Korean idol. That is why they wear what they wear. This is why they make their hair the way they look, how they look. They are just imitating them. You see the success of the wave. I'm not saying that we cannot comb our hair if it happens to be like theirs, but you look at their hair, I mean, if you really are honest with yourself, you are trying to idolize them. All right, so that is what is happening. So fashion. Parents, when you see your kid keep wanting to wear certain shoes, dress in a certain way, comb their hair a certain way, cut their hair a certain way, you have to ask, has the wave swept them along? And they are more intent on being like their idols than like Christ. Keep remembering this. It's not just the external. The internal has changed and the internal is gripped already. That is the point. Now, often it's centered. Now, many of this often centered around friendships, family values, love, blending traditional values of Confucianism with Western materialism and individualism, centered around. Now, this is the difference. Please know that. This is the huge difference about Korean dramas versus any kind of things that we have known thus far. Because you will tell your child, don't watch Hollywood movies full of filth, full of cursings, full of bad values, full of fornication. Don't watch Hollywood movies full of violence. You know what is the power of Korean wave? I hope no housewife is stuck in this. The power is they don't have much of this. Very family, very even traditional values that are good, but it mixes in materialism and individualism. They are the world, please know that. To them, in materialism and individualism, there's nothing wrong at all. But you see, because we think it's not like Hollywood, right? Not like Hong Kong dramas and all that. It's quite good. What's wrong for me to watch? What's wrong for my children to watch? Don't need to overreact. But please know, it is half poison, half good tasting. That is the danger. That is why the Korean drama is so dangerous and so powerful. Because maybe some of us, we think it's fine. Now, often centered around love story, focus on family ties and romantic relationship. Romance, love, family. What's wrong with that? Well, that is where you get your values about home, about courtship. That is where your child gets it. And hope none of the adult is getting it. Now, and often he idealized the male protagonist as handsome, intelligent, emotional, and always looking for true love. Which woman don't want to watch that? Huh? A man looking for true love, I will be your true love. Right? That is how it is. And good-looking one. How often there is a good-looking man that is so sensitive and want true love. They're all flirts. They look good-looking men. You see the power of all this. The young people watch and then they fall in love with their idols. It's very powerful. It's nothing like Hollywood and the rest. It's very, very powerful. So you must understand that. That's why it's very popular among women. Now, K-dramas appeal, the big seller. Very easy to digest, very easy to watch. Short series, not super violent, not hypersexualized, as I mentioned. Lots of entertainment value, good-looking actors and actresses. It's like a perfect escapism for people. But at the same time, they are not trying to make the world better. They know that this sells. This enters your home, enters your mind with your guard down because it looks quite all right. And that is where the back door of selling the whole culture, the dressing, conforming, their values and all that, that's where it comes in. So please know the power of K-Wave. It is very deliberate, it's very planned. K-dramas often have pure escapism, as I say, very predictable story arc. And I've mentioned that already. So it appeals to a socially conservative audience. In other words, Christians. Because Christians are typically socially conservative still. So Korean Wave is your nemesis, not Hollywood. Squid Game, of course, there will be the part that is the violent ones. All right? Squid Game, Netflix. Now, they're using all these platforms like Netflix, global platform, to push all these things. But I want to say this. It's helping Korea's soft power push. What is soft power push? They use this term, soft power push. It means this. They want to export their culture, their values, their thinking, and they want to make the world buy their products and look like Koreans. All right? But they are not going to... But they are going to think very carefully. What's a soft approach? What is a powerful soft approach that we can bring it in your face, in your home, in your life, such that you will buy into it? That is called the soft power push. They want to exert their influence, their culture over the world as a power, as a tsunami. But they want to use a soft approach. So please know the power of K-Wave. Popular dramas, or the typical one, Squid Games, romance, comedy romance. Girl gets lost, meet meet North Korean military men, all the comedy. Zombie horror, very bad actually. Romance, just normal thing. A teenage fencer, a sports person, meets a hardworking young man, falls in love. Then, parents, romance, soapy drama, called Sky Castle. Now, 4 women and their families try to maintain status in the upper crust of South Korean society. A mother's obsession with getting her daughter into an elite university by any means necessary. It is so relatable, right? That is what it is. The soft power push. Now, what I'm trying to say is this. If you are watching this secretly, you must know you are in the middle of a tsunami that is planned, that is orchestrated to push culture and values into you. God says when you're in the land, please don't pick up their culture. And they have good things, but worldly, materialistic culture. Now, is it for Christian? Teenage romances with someone you just met. Very common in their music videos, in their dramas. It's always those boy meets girl for the first time, haven't even spoken to her, keep looking at her past the classroom, and then fall in love, and then keep thinking of her, that kind of thing. Well, adults may laugh, but that is the typical thing, right? Young girls in school, that is a typical thing you wish. You walk around, you watch this one, you walk around, you walk past the window, you hope that some boy is looking at you and has fallen in love with you. So all these things began to preoccupy your mind. And that's how the young people are as well. You don't need to know someone. You don't need to know the person's character. It's just love at first sight. That is it. And pursue her. Now, where do you think these values come in? Materialistic, worldly values. Yeah, it may be conservative by the world standard, but they are not Christian values necessarily. Materialism, covetousness, we've been studying. And of course, the other, plain outright violence. Now, K-drama. Now, why am I showing you all this? Is to help you realize what is out there and what is planned and how they approach you, and why, if you are not in it, please stay away from it. Don't get curious. Curiosity kills the cat. Don't get curious. Some of the titles, I think I go click it. It's called a wave. You will be swept away. Let him that thinketh, that he standeth, take heed lest he fall. All right, so biblical perspective. God says, redeem the time. These are very attractive. I read some of the blogs of these young people. Christian blogs. So many of the young teenage girls confess to this addiction. They confess to how they're secretly idolizing them and no longer interested in reading the Bible. And the moment they reach home, they have to jump onto the blog site, their fan site, and follow every single detail of what their pop idol said that day. The addiction. And God says, redeem the time. And many confess to each other, say, please help. I cannot get out of this. I'm so deep inside. I'm frustrated. No one knows. And then they share with each other, I didn't know I was the only one. I was not the only one. I thought you too. And then some describe how they managed to get out of it, and then they got sucked into it again. You see, that whole thing about following every single music that they release, every single word that they say, every single fashion that they put on, everything that they do. Do you know that this is what differentiates K-Wave from everything else that your child is exposed to? We'll talk about that more in the second one. But the time. God says, please redeem the time, not waste it. Now, and God says, all things are lawful unto me. Yeah, you say some of them are not that wicked, right? But God says, I will not be brought under the power of any addiction. Now, this is the one. For the grace of God that bringeth salvation hath appeared to all men, teaching us that denying ungodliness and worldly lust, we should live soberly, righteously, and godly in this present world. Not be part of the K-wave. Now, they may not be outwardly violent in most of the things, outwardly having fornication, but it is still ungodliness and worldly lust in their lifestyle, in their families, in their pursuits of things, in their ideas of relationships. Ungodly. So the Christian should not be involved in this. Now, very quickly, perspective. Conservative. Well, I've said this again. God said, keep your heart with all diligence. Please keep it. Don't, if you're in it, and if you're not addicted yet, just go and read those blogs. It's frightening. It is more frightening than people that are addicted to meth drugs, physical drugs. You see these young teenagers, they're really screaming for help. But they say, I can't help it. I'm a Christian. I'm sick of it. I keep wanting to repent. But it is so powerful. You read them, then you get worried. Don't think that you don't keep your heart, you won't fall. The body of the light of the body is the eye. What goes into your heart, what changes you is what they put into your eye. Please know that your eye gate and your ear gate. Now, mortify therefore your members, whatever it is, get rid of it. Remember we study covetousness, which is idolatry. To them, materialism is a very common trend. Yes, they have Confucian values and all that, but materialism is a common trend. Now, then we go to K music very quickly. All right, I am 5 minutes behind. I hope I can finish it. So remember K-Wave, they promoted to create movies where it is values, dress code, dressing, fashion that will conform you. Now, what about K-music? K-Wave, one is the movies, then the other one is the music. Now, it is not just music. Please know this. Because the government intent is not just to, billboard in the US, top 40s, top whatever. It's not so simple. To them, they're exporting a culture. You imagine what they're trying to export is Indians will sing Korean songs. Indians will wear their clothes, eat their food. I didn't show you the full video. All right? They talk about how after they watch, they keep looking for Korean restaurants to eat Korean food. They will use chopsticks, all right? And all that. So, these music videos, it is not just to send you music. They are exporting something, strong attraction to use, for use, influencing with culture. Now, this is the one. It is a voice for and to the young people. They are very clear. BTS said that we are called bulletproof because we represent the young people's values and desires, and we are not going to change. The world cannot change us. Our parents must not change us. We are bulletproof. Whatever you say and try and do to us, we are never going to change. That is the value in their music. So young people know that. It's the resistance to authority and so on. It's trend-setting, it stirs emotion, it stirs admiration. It makes you a follower of them, but not a follower of Christ. It's the resistance of anything that you tell me to do. That is the intent of K-Wave. Not just about love, about all that kind of thing, all right? Now, what is K-Wave? K-Wave music. I was trying to say, what is K-Wave music? They call it K-pop, but is it pop music? No. K-pop is not pop, it's K-pop. And when you listen to it, they openly tell you, K-pop is this. It combines styles and genres from around the world. They want to be a world culture. K-pop is a combination of pop, hip-hop, R&B, rhythm and blues, experimental, rock, jazz, gospel music, reggae, electronic music, folk, country, classical, on top of it, Korean style as well. You see, they're inventing a music, a genre by itself called K-pop, which is the hodgepodge, which is the combination of all the wickedness of the music of the world. This is the most dangerous music. This is combining all the wicked music that Satan has created and put it in one and called K-pop. All right? So modern K-pop idol culture started in 90s, right? It grew into subculture, but now it's basically no longer a subculture. Now look at this. Okay, I put this because I know people like Claude has no idea what I'm talking about. Because he and I and Jonathan and all, we are of that generation, of the Beatles generation. Okay? Now, the Beatles at the bottom. The top, the BTS boy band. Similar hairstyle. Now, K-pop boy band, BTS, celebrating 3 number 1 albums in Billboard 200 chart in just 11 months, a feat last achieved by the British boy band Beatles in 1990s. They are like the Beatles. Well, a lot of people argue they're not bigger than Beatles. Many argue they're bigger than the Beatles. So parents who are Beatle period, you're getting a bit of the taste, but they are far more powerful because Beatles did not try to export a culture. Beatles did not try to export values. But K-pop's intention is that. K-pop, much more than music. Please know it's much more than music. That is the point, young people. You're not listening to K-pop. You're listening to choreography. You're listening to business management system. It's a huge business management system. There are business managers, companies behind them, managing their image, managing their agendas, managing everything for them. It is a very well-oiled thing. It's not like some of the pop stars, they have one manager and they're managing their career. This is a systematic business management system. Many of them are global pop stars, but pretty much they are not letting global pop stars define them. They define the new world pop star. It's still K-popisk. Now, this is a new wave. Now, how big are they? Imagine the boy band at United Nations meeting. They were invited to go there to perform. You think of a global United Nations meeting. They are invited. They're invited to give a speech. I have no time to look at the speech, but they were given a speech to talk about young people, to give directions to young people. Now, that is the level at which K-Wave is at. So, young person, you follow them. You are following their values. Adults, please don't think this is small. Who invites any pop star or boy band ever in the political world to give speech? Why? Because they are seen. They are not seen as some of the rock bands and all that which do not have good values. They are seen as people that promote good values. That is why they're invited there. That is why your children say, but Daddy, they are good, you know. Even United Nations invite them to talk about speech. Now, therein lies the very deceptive and dangerous thing about this Korean wave. It appeals to the conservative, which is you Christians. But at the same time, pushing the rest of the materialism and whatever values to you. Now, all the platforms, they dominate it now. Music video, you cannot avoid getting deeper into K-wave influences. It is a wave that will drown you. Now, what is the appeal? The pop stars are clean cut. It is not like, wow, you know, they kind of then paint their eyes, look like all those Kiss, K-I-S-S kind of rock star. No, clean cut looks. All right? Because Korea tends to be more conservative, so what they put out generally wholesome still. Now, therein lies that very dangerous thing about this wave. It's like you walk into the ocean, harmless wave. I think it's all right. But the pulling current under is very strong. Look at some of the picture. Look at Blackpink. Well, look at the top one. So conservative, right? Let me check. Look like most of the girls in our church. Very conservative. But I just pick up one at the bottom. All right? The other look. In fact, I try to put a conservative. A lot of them is like not fit for church consumption. All right? But what I'm trying to say, like Twice, another group. You see, the top part, like ball gowns and very decent. But the bottom, very bad. So you see, this is the way they present themselves. It's not like any rock bands ever. The rest, they always stay in character. Right? They go up stage, it's always that satanic look or always that shabby look. But this, they go in and out of character. So when you watch the interview, these nice people. Girl, what are you watching? Oh, this very decent girl. Okay, continue. Next scene changes. That is the danger. Right? Now, this is what I want to say. This is BTS. BTS today is the top. Look, quite conservative, right? I don't know if you can see or not. Quite conservative, dressed quite normally. Now, in 2013, that is what they look like. The rappers, the hip-hop people. Why do I want to show you this slide? Now, they morphed. You say, Pastor, isn't that good? They repented. Right? They're better now. So I think we can watch, right? No, therein lies the danger. When they were at the bottom, they did not do so well. Because it doesn't differentiate them from any other rock bands and all that. What's the differentiating? You can get now into the conservative countries like China, like Japan, like Christian countries. That is what made them big. All right? They will still have many of this, but they have that top picture now, that the way they present themselves. That is what makes K-Wave so powerful compared to everything else. Parents are not very upset with K-Wave. Looks like conservative, no bad words in the songs. Okay, continue listening. But the values keeps coming in. So Satan has created a very powerful brand. Now, K-pop, internationally aesthetically driven, and so on. All right, we said some of this. Very appealing to 13 to 18 years old. Hip-hop. Now, the leader of BTS openly said, I'm a hip-hop idol. We studied about hip-hop. Now, hip-hop music is openly known. It is a music about burying one's heart. Is about defiance, graffiti, breakdancing, DJing. Hip-hop is that. So at heart, you say, I'm a hip-hop idol. I love hip-hop. I may dress, with long sleeve and all that, but at heart, I'm a hip-hop. I'm a hip-hopper. Means that is his value system. Now, this I won't show you. They are pretty much quite indecent. But what I'm trying to say is, they will have this conservative image, and they will have also videos that are very, very indecent. So you watch, it transits you. Why do you think most of the girls at first wear decent, then slowly change? Color change, eyebrows change, everything change. We see that change in Christians. All right, so now the thing, love myself, big thing. All right, so now it's about loving myself. I just highlighted, yes, I have that beauty. Or the path to loving myself is what I need the most, what's needed for me. All right, you've shown me reasons that I should love myself. Now, this is just one example of what we learned. In the end times, in the perilous times, people will be lovers of themselves. They openly sing about it. Their values at UN speech, true love begins with loving myself. Understand, they are very conservative looking, but they promote the perilous times, sinful lifestyle. Now, next one. So there, we already learned this, right? Perilous times. BTS, finishing soon. Now, BTS, Blood, Sweat and Tears, one of their video. You see, we keep thinking, maybe you also think, well, they are conservative. Maybe you don't watch some of what they put out. This is the double forked tongue. Now, the members, Blood, Sweat and Tears. Now, this is written by Billboard, all right? Billboard, the music body. The members, Jimin, and so on and so on. Now, people love Jimin from what I read, all right? Now, declare their willingness. So they say this, the music, Blood, Sweat and Tears, that's the title of the music video. And I say is about their willingness to throw away everything in line for love. Right? Now, this is where the young people get that value. I'm willing to disobey. Parents are willing to stop studying. I'm willing to give up anything, my job, for love. For love, all right? Their willingness to throw away everything in line for love. Success or whatever their aim might be. All right, so blends temptation and willingness to sacrifice. Now, these are the words. Kiss me. I don't care if it hurts. Hurry up and choke me so I can't get hurt. I can't get hurt anymore. Baby, I don't care if I get drunk. I'll drink you deep into my throat. Whiskey called you, use, and so on. Right? Then another verse, I think, is, it doesn't matter if it hurts. Make it tighter so I can't escape. Hold me tight and shake me so I'll be unconscious. Kiss me on the lips. This secret is between the two of us. I am addicted to the prison that is you. Now, these are the words that keep coming into your heart and your mind. They are not conservative. Because the title is it really wholesome? People think it's wholesome. Now, I just want to show something. Now, this is the picture in the music video. So you have this, one of them floating, dying. It's very dark. So when you say, wow, be willing to sacrifice anything for love. Sounds so nice, right? I'll start here, because some of it is very bad. So it has a picture of the pop star kissing a statue. All right? Now, what is this? So they interpret, what's the two line at the back? It's a fallen angel. So his wings got ripped off. So that is the wound. Look at how sinister it looks. Now, this is the kind of thing that you see the picture when they interview them, all dressed very decent, very courteous, and very have like a lot of Confucian's value and all that. But this is what they put out. Now, at least you look at the KISS, K-I-S-S, you say, forget it. Now, this is where it is very dangerous. You may idolize and follow them. Such nice people, such sweet people. Pastor, how can you say that about them? They are so nice, you know. But this is the video that they produce. That is the deceitfulness of it all. No more, don't watch this. Close. All right. Another group, Blackpink. Very popular, Blackpink. Some of the words of the songs. We are pretty and savage. They sing about it, young people. You listen to it. I take whenever I want. My hands are full of fat checks. I'm a little dangerous. I'm toxic. You fall for me, I'm foxy. I'll pull you in, then push you away. I do as I please because I'm a bad girl. Right? So this is what you're listening to if you're listening to it. Can you think that this is Christian at all? Is it wholesome? It cannot be. So they interviewed this Blackpink girl, which is very famous in Thailand. She's a Thai. She's one of the Thai that's not a Korean in this Blackpink group girl. Right? Now, so when they interview, she's so in the Thai cultural dress and all, so decent. But this is what they sing. All right? So some of another group, but we don't know each other. You see, these are very common thing. We don't know each other. Now, young girls, you watch and say, yeah, we don't know each other, but I fall in love with you. You keep listening, this is what you'll be. Right? And now you say like, fall in love with someone, you don't know what's wrong with you. All right? And then you slap the person. I have slap the innocent doll. I know what it means. But you say, I sit and lie all day. If time flies. What's that dull skin again? So you say, it's about, your skin is dull. Go buy some Korean makeup, I guess. Now, keep wanting to just complain. Mom keeps bothering me. Why? After some time, you say, Mom, why you keep bothering me? Why? Why you keep asking why? Why am I not doing this? Why I'm not doing. You listen long enough, that is what your character will be. Why do people resist parental guardianship? Why? Songs tell you, Mom, can you stop asking me why? Now, biblical perspective, and then we finish. It adopts the world's thinking. Be holy unto me. I'm the Lord. I've severed you from other people. I severed you from their culture, their values, that you should be mine. Because it is written, be holy, for I am holy. Love not the world, neither the things of the world. They're in the world. All right? All these things will pass away. Because they set your affection on things above. You know these verses. So this is that Blackpink thing, all right? We are very late. I know, but I have to finish this. Now, Lalisa is her name. Okay, a fortune teller said you must change your name to Lalisa. After that, she became very famous. Dark Gothic, although at other times look very wholesome. But look what she dresses in. You can see, right? And then the Thai god. Thailand is very proud of her, right? She represents the Thai god and all that in the music. But the people imitate the dancers everywhere on Twitter. Satanic. God says, well, your body is a temple of the Holy Ghost. Do not make those movements. Do not make those dances. Sometimes in shopping center, when I see these very young girls, they're making certain movements. Now I begin to understand where they get it from. Now teens, it gets into your heart, it changes your dressing, then it changes your movements, and you will defile the holy temple. All right? Is K-pop wholesome? Absolutely not. They paint a wholesome picture, they try to export a culture that is wholesome. But I'm just pulling out some of these videos and songs. All right? So they are not wholesome, they are addictive, it imbibes the worldly culture. Next time we come back, I want to show you the fashion and trends. The fandom, not kingdom, the fandom. You'll be amazed. And I answer some of your questions. Okay?